everybody, and welcome to the Angry and Ornery Show. We have a good show today. More TV and movie reviews of cool things you should be watching. So stick with us for that. We are in Second Life, which is a virtual world, and you are welcome to create an avatar for free and get into Second Life and contact me, Zoltan Mint, and we'll get you here to the studio. Of course, there's tons of other things you can do here in Second Life, but coming to our show every couple of weeks is fun, and we give away prizes. No, we don't. Anyways, the other way to watch this show is on Hitbox. If you go to hitbox.tv, we stream this show live. It's the every other Wednesday, like I said. Normally, it's 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific. We're a half hour late tonight because I had things to do in real life, but here we are anyways. Finally, you can see the show on YouTube. We send it through post-production, add some graphics, and make it all nice and pretty for you to see on YouTube. Just go to the Angry and Ornery channel. Please subscribe to it. Please leave comments. Like it. Send us nice emails, whatever you need to do. And it will help us be inspired to bring you more and better shows. I hope somebody can tell me otherwise, but I think this might be our last show of Season 2. Maybe Florian or Dorcas or Leinhardt can send me a message and verify if that's true or not. But this might be our 24th show of Season 2, which means, yes, it is. It has been confirmed. Boy, am I alert. Anyways, let's bring out Lionheart. Speaking of being alert, Lionheart, wake up, sir.
I'm here. Wow, look at that. How is that for perfect?
It only took you 48 shows to learn how to do that. Nice job. How are you otherwise, sir?
I'm ducky. How are you?
Good. This is indeed our last show of the season. Man, we didn't come up with any type of cliffhanger, did we?
No.
You know what that means. Start thinking really quick.
Okay.
All right, let's sit down and get to it because we got some TVs and movies to talk about. And I know we warned you last show that we would talk about a show that we both have gotten involved with called The Magicians. And I'll start it off here. Excuse me. The Magicians on the Sci-Fi Network is, I think, a very important show for a couple of reasons. First of all, let's just talk about the Sci-Fi Channel real quick, and that is that when it first came on cable, it was part of your main cable package. Everybody got very excited about it because 24/7 of science fiction shows, and they played Star Trek, the old ones and the new ones, and they played some old B movies and a couple of fairly good science fiction films here and there, and everybody seemed to really enjoy it. However, it kind of fell to the wayside over the years, and it started to get a little sloppy. They start showing some locally produced movies and films, B movies that were just tragically horrible, as well as some made for TV shows that just weren't that great either. Now, along the way, there was a couple of good ones. We had, wasn't Battlestar Galactica a Sci-Fi Network show?
Battlestar Galactica was on there.
Yep. And what else? Well, that's about it. Doctor Who, yeah, but that wasn't made for Sci-Fi. They were showing reruns, weren't they?
Right, but it was the current seasons.
Right. So ratings were dropping, and it wasn't a popular station too much anymore. So they realized they had to do something. So new producers came in, they fired a whole bunch of people, and they hired a bunch of new producers, a bunch of new writers, a bunch of new idea people. And working with other studios, they start bringing in some good projects. We are currently in the midst of all these new projects that are coming in. And they include Hunters and The Expanse and what else? Winona Earp and of course The Magicians, which I think is a perfect example of high quality TV storytelling in a science fiction venue that is what it's meant to be. I knew that the Magicians existed in book form. Never read them, although I think I actually held the first one in my hand at one point. But anyways, years later, they created this TV show, and it is absolutely terrific. And we kind of waited to tell you guys about it We want to turn you on to it. We want you to watch it. The show needs your support. It's got good ratings, but it's just really, really good stuff. I guess the best way to describe it, it is Hogwarts. It's the Harry Potter show with grown-ups, and it's very dark and it's very edgy, and that's kind of what adult science fiction should be: dark and edgy. This is not a kid show by any means. I started looking forward to it week after week. Now, they did finish the first season. It's not back for a while, and oh my goodness, the cliffhanger was a cliffhanger from hell. It was brutal, it was mean, it was nasty, and I can't wait for the next season. So, just so you know, I'm giving it a 5 on our scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best. I love it. I love all the characters. I think they're totally developed. You just get a sense of who they are and what they're doing. I love how they intermix magic and real life and make it so almost believable. I love that it's a literary tale. It's about a fantasy setting called Fillory, which bleeds over into our real world, but you're never quite sure if the people are just fanatics about Fillory and making it happen, and the magic isn't really real, instead they're just all psychopaths, or if it is real and we're the ones that, like mugworts, we don't know or see it going on, and all of this is happening in the background. Very intriguing, very smart. The show moves at a rapid pace. It's hard to keep up with it. You have to really pay attention, but I think it's brilliant. So that's my review. Lionheart, what do you think about it?
No, it's a fantastic series. I've not seen anything like this in a long time. It's been a very long time since I've wanted to consistently go out of the way to watch a show each week without doing the whole, I'll just DVR it and watch it later.
Yeah.
What's really nice is just the way they mix everything just right in it, because the villain, the Beast, which I'm not even going to go into, does horrible, horrible, horrible things, including ripping
He's a very bad thing.
Right. And so you get this nice mix of horror and sci-fi, and it's funny when it needs to be funny. You got that comedy element. You even get a little bit of romance, and even they work in religion quite nicely.
They do. They do.
Season.
They go places that other shows won't go.
Right. And the other thing is the writing is so intelligent that, a normal person's going to watch it, but if you're a little bit of a geek boy like Zoltan and me, they reference Doctor Who, Dungeons and Dragons, every little... It's
very topical.
Yeah, it's very topical, and it's intelligent. I haven't seen this intelligent writing since Hannibal. It's very well, it flows so beautifully and perfectly. It's like watching, living art at times. It really is. And it's just... And
it flows fast.
Yeah, and it's visually breathtaking at times.
Yeah, the special effects for the magic spells they're casting are top-notch movie quality special effects.
And it's sexy. It's sexy as hell. I mean, all the...
Yeah, the very good-looking cast.
Yeah. And it's also the first time in a long time that I've seen a cast that I actually care about every main character. It's not like Walking Dead, where it's like, oh, that person could die, we wouldn't miss them. No.
You think that. I'm a big fan of Walking Dead, of course, but while we're talking about the cast, it should be noted that they're really a bunch of nobodies. I mean, they've been in other things, and you might recognize them as small bit-time actors, but Jason Ralph, who plays the main character, Quentin Coldwater, is the epitome of the perfect emo nerd. He's a nerd. He knows he's a nerd. He's been picked on all his life, but now he's got these incredible magic powers. So he's like twisted. And he doesn't know how to handle it. And there's a girl named Stella Mlav who plays Julia Wicker. Oh, we can't talk to you about what happens to her. She's very pretty, but what happens to her in the season finale is like, oh my goodness. Olivia Taylor-Dudley plays Alice. Arjun Gupta plays a fellow named Penny, who is what do you call him? He's a traveler, but he uses Right, he uses meta space to travel in, and he's just, and all of these kids are just developing these powers. So, you do need to watch the series in order. It's not something you can watch out of
Right.
order.
Right. And Sci-Fi is rerunning the heck out of it. It is on the on-demands for free. You can watch it on Sci-Fi for free. It's only 12 episodes, but you know what? It's going to move quickly for you.
The DVD comes out in a few weeks, I think, actually, a
like
couple
in a week
weeks.
or two. Yeah.
Yeah, and although I watched the show live, I'm going to buy the DVD set so I can rewatch it. My daughter and I determined that so much went by so fast that watching it a second time, hopefully we can catch all the nuances and the small things. There's a scene in the pilot where he's walking through the college's campus, and there's training magicians. Keep in mind, this is a secret university nobody knows about. But anyways, there's kids practicing magic throughout the campus, and there's all these extravagant special effects as they're casting spells at each other and in the sky and making things move and all that. There's no way you can see that on a first viewing. Right. So, yeah, I get the DVD set. It's well worth the money.
Yeah, definitely. I give it a 5 as well. I mean, I haven't seen.
It's really hard for me to promote this show and get people to watch it because in real life I am a magician, so I get the same reply every time. I'm like, "Have you seen the show The Magicians?" And everybody always says the same thing. "Oh, that's because you like magic." I'm like, no, it has nothing to do with the entertainment magic that I do. This is all about like Harry Potter magic. If magic was real, this is how it would look in real life. So, anyways, 2 5s from us. That should tell you it's a damn good show.
Or we're both crazy.
Well, that's true. Or you just have lousy taste.
Right.
What do you got on your own?
All right. In the realm of TV shows, I was able to finally catch up and watch the first season of Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Something I'm really wanting to see.
Right. This is the big Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi opus of coming back to origins of Evil Dead. And it is basically 30 years after the original events. In the series, they reference Evil Dead 1 and 2. Unfortunately, Universal owns Army of Darkness, so Starz couldn't get the rights to that. So it's kind of vaguely mentioned, but it's not flat out shown in flashbacks or anything like that. So basically what it is 30 years later, you have an aging, overweight, out of shape Ash.
Like me.
Gets high one night with a girl and reads from the Book of the Dead just to impress her. Yep. Oops. And of course the evil comes back, the Deadites come back. And,
wait, the Book of the Dead or the Necronomicon?
Well, it's called the Book of the Dead.
Okay.
It is the Necronomicon, but
okay.
It's the Book of the Dead in the show.
Right.
But so of course Deadites are coming back, and you get lots and lots and lots of blood and death, and I think they use 20 barrels of blood per episode.
I heard it's unusually gory.
Yes, it is. But this time in the show, there's something different. He has 3 helpers, I guess you can call them. There's Pablo, who he worked with at basically the S-Smart, Kelly, who also worked there, and a cop named Amanda, who's trying to figure out what's going on. And they kind of all get caught up in the craziness of people being taken over by demons and killing people and everything else. Mm-hmm. Each episode's only a half hour. That sounds horrible, but they cram so much into each half hour.
Can you tell me how many episodes was in season 1?
Yeah, season 1 was only 10 episodes.
Good, and do you know when season 2 is going to start up on Starz?
In October.
Good, because I now have Starz, so they'll probably play the whole first season before it.
Right.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Thrown into the mix, Lucy Lawless is in it, playing somebody who's trying to track down Ash. Her character gets very interesting, but I mean, there's blood galore, there's guts galore, there's nudity, there's sexuality, whatever you want, whatever you love in the way of the Evil Dead films, it's here, and it's kind of cute how they, do that whole touching and referencing each one, and it's really kind of cool when he kind of goes badass again and gets out the old chainsaw and puts it on his hand, and he's like, "Who else do you know has a chainsaw hand?" You know, it's just
Nice.
it's cheesy fun.
Yeah,
But
got good reviews.
man, did I really enjoy it, and it really brought back memories. And then they kind of did something that I wish, you know, more shows would do, and that's he's fighting the evil, and at one point the evil goes, "Dude, why are you trying to defeat us? Without us, there's no you. If you get rid of us, you go back to being nothing. You're just going to be a sales clerk again." And
Right.
it kind of really screws with his mind after a while. So yeah, but I loved it. I loved it.
Uh-oh, I think you have some sound issues, Lionheart.
I
Maybe you
give
can
it a
fix
5.
that. While he's fixing that, I'll ask him too. What is the rating on 1 to 5? 1 being the worst, 5 being the best for Evil Dead, or whatever the TV show is called.
I definitely give it a 5.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we got to move on because, man, we talked about The Magician so long, but now we're running out of time. So I want to briefly talk about Sleepy Hollow. I know we've reviewed the show in the past, and I think even the last show. Did we not talk about it?
Briefly.
Right, and now we have the season finale that just occurred about a week ago. When the show first came out, I was giving it like a 3.5, 4. I really thought it was cool. I love the actor that plays Crane, Ichabod Crane, and I really do like the female actress too that played Abigail. I thought their dynamics worked. There was a chemistry between them, and the fact that they were tying it into revolutionary American history was really cool. All of this demon hunting type of stuff they were doing. Second season came along, and it was weak. It just did not carry a story forward. It was a monster a week type of thing.
I like the
and
second season.
I was not a fan of it, and I think they overused or overdid the whole revolutionary thing. Now suddenly George Washington and Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Hale and the Betsy Ross, everybody had something to do with supernatural stuff, and I just thought that was, you know, that was jumping the shark. Then we had season 3. It was probably the worst season of the 3, and maybe the worst supernatural show on television. I continued to watch it because I still like the actors, and I was hoping something brilliant was coming along. And nothing ever came along that was brilliant. It was a tired thread. They did Monsters of the Week with this tired thread story that involved Pandora and her and some evil deity at this point unknown, even who that guy was. But anyways, the finale, the season ender, was so dreadfully bad, I swore off it. I will not watch it again, even if it's renewed. I doubt that it's going to be renewed. I give it a 1. If I could give it below a 1, I would. Now, to further prove how bad this was, after the season opener of Fear the Walking Dead, they do Talking Dead, which is going to continue on through the summer now. At the end of Fear the Walking Dead, Chris Hardwick is still going to run that Talking Dead show, which I think is brilliant. I love that whole idea. A TV show that talks about a TV show is just really a smart thing to do. Anyways, get it? That's kind of what we do, Lionheart. Do you get it?
Yeah, I get it.
All right. Anyways, so they had what's her name? Lindy Greenwood, who plays Jenny Mills, the sister to Abby Mills. And she was on to talk about Fear the Walking Dead. But at the end of the show, Chris Hardwick asks, or says to her, "Well, thank you for being on our show, and everybody please look forward to the season 4 of Sleepy Hollow." And the camera goes to Lindy, and Lindy's shaking her head. No, that's not going to happen. So, you know, I think she gave away some stuff there. I think the show was canceled. It just was dreadful. What do you think about it?
You know what? I stopped watching it, but I did watch the finale because, it was.
Was that not the most horrible way to kill a character?
Yeah. And she's out. That actress said she's out. She's done. This isn't like, oh, we'll bring her back. She's done.
Right. Chris Chris in our audience here just said let the cast free. It's true. I would love to see the actor that plays Ichabod and the actress that plays Abigail in other things. I mean, even not together. I think they're terrific. They were just in a horrible, horrible writing mess.
You know what's funny is I found out before they were famous, Nicole Briere, the actress that you like so much. Do you know she was in a relationship for many years with Michael Fassbender?
I had no idea.
Yeah, before they were both famous, the two of them were
She's
together.
She's so beautiful. She's so pretty.
She's so hot. But she's single
now. All right, so do a review, but do it quick.
Yeah, so my review is kind of quick and easy. I was able to plow through the second season of Daredevil on Netflix. Season 1 I gave 5 stars. I'm going to drop this one to 4 stars. Just because it doesn't flow as nicely as the first season. The big things that they added this season was you got Edelie Young as Elektra, and the very dreadful, I cannot stand the man, John Bernthal from Walking Dead, who played Shane, is thrown into the mix now as Punisher. I do have to say I did enjoy him, but the middle part of the season turned into a courtroom drama. Basically, he was on trial then for killing people. The action was good, but it slows down, and then, of course, it gets, kind of redundant near the end. It was not as strong as Season 1. It's still good. I would strongly suggest comic fans to watch it. I know whenever I mention it to people, a lot of people go, oh, isn't that Ben Affleck's horrible movie? No, It has nothing to do with that. Please forget the Ben Affleck Daredevil. This is its own thing, okay?
Right.
So, but I would urge anybody to watch it. I'm going to give second season 4 stars. There's really not a lot to go into it except for the fact that the Punisher comes.
You said first season 5 stars, though, right?
First season 5 stars. First season's fantastic. But also they had Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin.
Any news about when that drops on DVD?
No, you need to get Netflix like rest of America.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
All right. So cool. Next, right?
Yes. What do you have?
I've got one more TV show, and I also want to talk about one movie that I just recently saw. But anyways, loving DC Legends of Tomorrow, which is a CW show, not known for their high-quality programming. But anyways, this happens to be really, really super good. Several reasons why I like it. First, it's the DC universe, which, Marvel is overwhelming DC right now with movies, but you've got characters that some of you that even if you remotely are familiar with some of the DC superheroes, you're going to recognize. White Canary and the Atom and a couple more, but they're coupled up with a Doctor Who-like character. He's a time traveler. He's actually called a Time Lord. And he takes them through time. They're racing after a villain who can transcend time and causes great havoc wherever he ends up. But so you've got this supernatural element where they're time traveling and they can jump from the past to the future. They've actually traveled into the future. They've gone into the past, and now this past show, in fact, this last week was the Old West, which was a really cool and fun episode. But they've gone into the 50s and the 60s, and they kind of flirt around with big historical events. So I find that interesting. If you like time travel, you'll like this just for that. But the real reason I like it is I've never seen a superhero show that crammed so much into an episode, and the pace of the show is at breakneck speed. I mean, it goes really super fast. There's no time to reflect or think or they're just slamming things out at you, plot story after plot story. And then when they do a big fight scene, which almost every episode has some big fight scene because there's 6 of them and usually several bad guys are fighting. It is fantastic. I mean, the choreography is to die for. Really, really good punching and kicking, but they also add special effects with guns and lasers and high-tech weaponry and all that. Really, really good, clever stuff. Straight out of the DC universe, you can tell this is just a beat-em-up bad guy type of thing. So I look forward to it. It was picked up for a second season, which I was very happy about, and I give it a 4.5, probably a 5. It's up there as a quality, top-notch superhero genre type of show. That's all I got on it.
You done? You all done?
I'm
now?
done.
Okay. So, very quickly, I'd like to go over a movie, which is 10 Cloverfield Lane. The big opus that was announced and filmed in secrecy, like J.J. Abrams likes to do, who is partially behind this, as the blood relation to the monster film Cloverfield.
Right.
It's a small cast. The whole film is only 3 actors.
John Goodman.
John Goodman, the very lovely Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and John Gallagher Jr. And basically what it is Mary's character gets into a car accident. She wakes up and she's in an underground bunker with John Goodman and the other gentleman. And he's telling her that the world has ended outside, that something terrible has happened. He's not too sure what. He kind of hints that maybe it's terrorists, that maybe it's aliens, and it's one of those you don't really know what's going on. And the best way to describe this movie is it's like watching an episode of The Twilight Zone. But it moves very good. It's a short film. I'm not going to ruin the twist ending, but I almost wish they didn't have the twist at the end. Because just John Goodman alone as this crazy man keeping 2 people locked in his, underground bomb shelter was fantastic. I think Goodman should be nominated.
I heard it was very Hitchcock-like.
Yeah, it is. It's very odd, and you don't know if he's crazy or if he's sane or if he's being overprotective or if he's a murderer, because they kind of hint at other things. But then, of course, the big reveal happens at the end, and I think that kind of ruined the film because it drags out for like 5-10 minutes, this ending, and it's just kind of like, really? Wow, really? Okay. And you're watching it. Don't get me wrong, it's a good flick, and I think people should see it. I don't think a lot of people are going to get the Cloverfield connection.
Is it better than Cloverfield?
That's tough. I love kaiju style films. This is comparing apples and oranges. This is comparing Citizen Kane to Psycho. There really are 2 different films. So, the end, it is a good twist, but it wasn't that great. I give it a 4. I would strongly urge you to watch it when it comes out on DVD. Don't go running out to the theaters and waste your money that way. Just rent it. I think you'll like it, but definitely put it on the watch list. So.
All right, I have to do a movie review because I promised somebody I would real quick. We only got like a minute or 2 left here. I just recently went and saw Disney's The Jungle Book, the quote live-action movie. Of course, the only live actor in the whole thing is the little boy. Everything else was done with CGI and computer graphics and all. And I got to tell you, you're not going to know that that's true. But anyways, the little boy's name is Neil Sethi. I think that's how it's pronounced. Just absolutely perfectly cast as Mowgli. And other voice talents include Bill Murray and Ben Kingsley and Idris Elba, Lupita Nyong'o, if you remember her, not too far long ago, Scarlett Johansson, and so on and so forth. But Christopher Walken shows up in it and actually sings. So I got to just say one thing. It's absolutely delightful. There's so many cute moments that even a grown adult man will just go, oh my God, it's so cute. It's the thing that you have to see about this film, and I saw it in 3D, is that they now can make backgrounds and moving characters, even if they're animals, look so realistic that there's no way you can tell the difference between not being real. Talking animals that move around and behave like real animals. It's just the panther that Ben Kingsley voices is stunning. Just absolutely, I loved every scene he was in. He was perfect. Bill Murray plays the big bear, Baloo, and Christopher Walken is the big orangutan. And there is music in it. It's not a musical like the cartoon, but it's It's there's two songs, of course, "The Bare Necessities" and "I Want to Be Like You." They do cover it inside the movie, so that's fun to see. But what's really cool that this movie did it that the cartoon, the comic or cartoon, whatever you want to call it, the Disney cartoon, couldn't do is it caught the feel of an ancient Indian myth. You know, you feel the mythology here. There's the temple that looks so real, and the jungle itself, and the way these animals behave and talk, and it's just delightful. And you know, I hate giving Disney credit for things because Disney owns the world. They literally own everything in Hollywood now. But they hit a one out of the park with the Jungle Book. It's so good. It's worth seeing. If you don't want to go to the theater, which I think you should see it on a big screen, at least wait. You know, get the DVD and own the DVD and watch it. I want to own the DVD and watch it again. I thought it was just stunning. So on a 1 to scale 1 to 5, 4.75. I would almost give it a 5, but it's Disney, and I'm all about not letting the man make more money.
Okay.
You got anything else?
No, I'm good, except for the fact Disney just showed up and offered me $2 million for this show. So
For this show?
Yes.
Oh, well, just you or both of us?
No, just me.
Oh.
They know talent when they see it.
But they're looking at a cartoon avatar.
Well, no, the voice talent. I'm going to start doing all their voice work for them.
Oh. And you would have been a good orangutan in Jungle Book. Yeah, no. Well, yeah, you could do Baloo. Yeah, King Louie. Yeah, because you've got fleas like one, and you're. Anyways, so this is the final show of season 2. Is there anything that you want to report or say about that, Lionheart?
I'm sober for once.
That's sad, kind of sad, actually.
Yeah.
I think that the audience should know that when we come back with the first show of season 3, our cameraman Florian he has this incredibly big announcement that he's going to make.
And what's it going to be?
Oh, I can't tell you. This is a cliffhanger.
Oh.
How's that for passing the buck?
How about if we just hang you off a cliff?
That would be fine.
Okay.
End my misery, so I don't have to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Say goodnight, you orangutan.
Good night, you're an orangutan.
Good night, everybody. See you in the movies.